Hi, so I wanted to make this quick video just to show you something cool I've been making for one of our current clients. So our current client, what they do is they're talent acquisition for fast growing firms. And traditionally, like most companies would charge a percentage of the salary of the person they've hired for the company. But that can obviously get really expensive when you're hiring at speed. So what this company does is they just charge a retainer instead. Um, so that saves the company loads of money, and that's kind of their core value prop. But what they wanted to do is one of their biggest targets is actually like private equity and VC firms in London. So we wanted to find a way that we can reach out and kind of show them why we're the most relevant choice for them and also explain what our core value prop is. So what we wanted to do was find the companies that these VCs or PEs have invested in, so their portfolio companies, scrape some of them, understand them, and then match them to our current case studies that we have and see if there's one that sticks out as like the most relevant match and kind of like um, some relevance we can pull between the two, between the case study and the portfolio company they're working on, and then explain our value prop. This is like version one. Definitely could be improved, but yeah, just wanted to show you this in case you're wanting to do something similar. So this whole thing has been built off of literally just Claygen prompts and ChatGPT prompts. But I'll show you a combination of like where I use each one. So I scraped a list of all the decision makers. I've had to hide their email addresses because I don't think YouTube likes that. But yeah, just all the VCs and PE firms. Then I've basically given it a prompt. But yeah, I've given it this long prompt telling it to go to the private equity or PE company's domain, and your goal is to find 5 companies. Um, as you can see, this is a long prompt. One quick tip is explain to ChatGPT or Claude what you want to achieve, and then get Claude to create the prompt for you and test out the prompt and see if it's good. Um, Claude will also create the schema for you, so it's actually output in the right way. And when I ran that, we basically got an array of companies. Yeah, when I ran that, we got an array of companies. This was the output. Um, so Muse, Go Cardless, Life. And you might be asking, like, why didn't I tell the AI to do research on each of these companies? And the reason is, from my experience, especially when you're using cheaper models like ChatGPT 4.0 Mini, but any AI in general, is you usually just want to give it like one task to complete. The more things you add for it to do in one go, the more likely it's going to hallucinate and give you a bad result. Um, but yeah, it gave those outputs. In this prompt, I literally was just telling it to normalize the outputs a little bit because, yeah, it was a bit weird. Like they weren't in a normalized packet. So I just cleaned up the results a bit there, and that gave us an output like this. So all of these, it does look the same as what it is in the other one, but trust me, it's not the same. Um, is kind of clean them up a bit. And then I gave it text on all the case studies we have. So we had like 5 different case studies, and I just gave it a description of what that case study is, what we did for them, like a description of the company. And then in this task, we gave it another long prompt telling it to use the domains that it found in here, so the portfolio's domains, and just tell me what they do. So literally just give descriptions of what they do. And then the output was like in a structured JSON packet. And that gave us this. So it gave us a company and the description of what they actually do. So now we were in a pretty good position because now we could use a normal ChatGPT module to actually evaluate which would be the best match. So the prompt I gave it here, quite a long one, but I basically gave it all of those companies and descriptions and then gave it the case studies and said, like, give me a relevant match and a reason why they're a good match. And the reason why I'm using a normal ChatGPT module here rather than a Claygen module is because if you're scraping, Claygen is obviously what you want to use because this ChatGPT module doesn't have access to the internet. But if you're looking for like reasoning on data you already have that you don't need to scrape, you're better off using one of these ChatGPT modules, because the main difference is there's this examples tab. So the examples tab is super powerful because you can actually train the AI. Whereas with the Claygen, it's a lot harder to train it. There's no examples function. So I just found that this is a lot more reliable if you're trying to get a certain kind of output. And yeah, that basically matched. So it said both Muse and Butternut Box operate in fast growing sectors focused on technology and consumer services, and just kind of gave me a reason why they're similar companies. This prompting can definitely be improved. I've obviously not done any training on it, not gave it examples, so that could definitely be improved. But I just wanted to do this quickly and get a first draft going. And then this final one was just telling it to turn that into the first line of an email. So we'd reach out to the VC and say, we saw one of your portfolio companies is Muse and thought it was relevant because we have worked with Butternut Box, who also operate in a fast growing sector focused on technology and consumer services, and then giving them our core value prop. But this bit here, like in a fast growing sector focused on technology and consumer services, that's the bit that I try and improve on. So with training of this prompt here and giving it examples, you can make that like a lot more relevant. Like right now, that sounds kind of generic and AI sounding, but you could train it here with examples to make that sound a lot more human and a lot more relevant. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that, show you what's possible with combining lots of these different like AI columns. But if you're interested in growing your B2B company and you'd like to try any cold outreach or cold email services, you can book a call with the link below. We can have a relaxed chat and see if we'd be a good fit. But other than that, subscribe to the channel and check out the other videos. Thanks.